One good day, Moto Akitanigo woke up and said, I want to be the CEO behind an idol group like AKB48. Well, life has many doors, Jago. Good morning,
Motherfuckers!
Today we'll be covering a half-decent guide to the fighting game of the moment. The other fighting game of the moment. The one that's free. IDOL SHOWDOwn. Unlike my usual guides, this guide will be narrated along with the game tutorial, only adding small details to improve your quality of life. This video is designed for the lowest possible level, players with no experience in fighting games. So you may need to fast forward several times at certain moments. Y si estás tan lejos en este video y aún no entiendes por qué no te fuiste, la versión en español está por allí, compañero. With this introduction ready, let's calm down and learn how to fight. Starting with the movement, as it indicates, moving forward is faster than moving backwards. Although it might sound super silly to many, always keep in mind that forward means the direction of the opponent, and not specifically the right. Although it is obvious that back means the opposite direction. I will point this out again later. As you can see, jumping is simply upwards. We can slightly control the fall and crouching is just downwards. Notable jumping, crouching walking, or anything particular. Now, let's run. Pressing 2 times forward fast and keep the button pressed the second time. Be careful, you cannot block the instant you start running, and you may have trouble stopping in time. If we try to run backwards, we will make a small retreat, but we will not run. During the whole animation we are still vulnerable. It's not rolling like in Dark Souls or King of Fighters. For our buttons we will have 4, but there are multiple combinations. The first one is the light attack. It's the fastest, lower range, and therefore the one that does the least damage. The trick is to use it to punish the enemy attack errors in melee. Medium attacks are more standard and the range varies per character, although they tend to be longer than light attacks. Heavy attacks are the strongest and slowest hits, but they are the ones that will stun the opponent longest to continue attacking. Crouching attacks are different from standing attacks. Most of them must also be blocked while crouching. Although they are exceptions, they usually follow the same rules as light, medium and heavy attack. But in the particular case of the strong ones, they will throw the opponent in the air. These are not low blows, and some characters can jump after the impact and continue attacking. Following the idea of attacking an opponent in the air attacks often have special characteristics. Starting a combo with a jump with a heavy attack tends to be the best initiation, but another attack might fool the opponent and allow for an easy offensive. Always make sure you know which is the best button for the situation you are in, be it standing, crouching, or jumping. Maybe it's simply none, and you have to wait a little longer for an opportunity. Just make sure you don't let it go. Time for what the pros do, and those who call themselves competitive forget: blocking. To block, we simply walk in the opposite direction of the opponent. No, there is no separate button. That was only born in a certain game with excessive violence. If I say there were low attacks, there must be low defense. In doing so, simply keep the angular direction down, back. This is the second defensive position, or the turtle. You can block any low attacks and almost all standing attacks in this manner. Jumping attacks must be blocked while standing, so be careful not to abuse of the turtle. In this particular tutorial, Corona is doing a very low jump. How? This is called a UH, or Universal Overhead. This is done by pressing the middle and hard button simultaneously. No, there is no shortcut. It doesn't do much damage and you can usually follow up in combo, but you can look up for some free damage and see if your opponent is attentive. And better yet, make it nervous. Here we will do a combo sample. While our overhead hits, we will use the assist to continue the attack. If you have played other fighting games, you will know well that a strong crouching kick will knock you down. But here we will throw you upwards with a hammer. That's because here you have to keep going forward as well as down, and then the heavy attack. Be careful to move the direction early if you want to avoid this. The sweep is considered a low heavy attack and will only in a certain cases hit an already downed opponent. Not the length of the attack, some will be much further than others. Let's say the one knockdown is ass. So keep any of these 3 attack buttons pressed while getting hit to get up quickly. Keep in mind, you don't always want to get up quickly. You can wait a moment, take a breath, and maybe your opponent in his aggressive frenzy will make a mistake and expose itself. This also applies in the air, especially in the air. If we hold a button, we will recover on the spot. But if we also hold forward or backwards, we will reposition ourselves a little. A very common trick is to plan an attack on the place where the opponent will reposition itself and catch it again with the guard down. We continue with the universal throw. It has a separate button with good reasons, but you can also press like and medium simultaneously. If we make a mistake, we will do this little animation, and if we press backward next to the grab, we'll throw the opponent behind us. The grab go through several rules, so here are some of them. As the screen indicates, they cannot be blocked. To avoid a grab, you have to do a grab as well. You can try to react or choose guess. If a character is in a locked state, he can't be grabbed. Therefore, we can grab someone in the middle of a combo either. And finally, you cannot grab an opponent who is in the air, even if it is in a universal overhead. They are useful to inflict decent damage and catch unsuspecting players. Time for the special moves. There are 2 ways to do them, but let's start with the more and less recommended method. With the 4 button that we haven't used yet, we will use special attacks. This will be affected by whether we are standing still or pressing any directions. We can also perform special moves in the air. Check all the moves of your character and little by little, playing, you will learn the moves of other characters to know what is the arsenal of each one. And if you are very curious, just try them too. Now for the traditional method, performing moves. Before you start, there are only 3 moves to memorize. And if you have problem doing them, do them as slowly as possible until you get the right speed. The goal is to make them come out naturally. If you're playing on a keyboard, this will generally read as SD or down forward. If you do it fast, it will look like pressing 3 keys one after the other with one hand. If not, think of it like this. Keep one finger on the down key, press forward, and while doing that, release the down key and get ready to press the attack. If you are on joystick, you keep the down direction while dragging your thumb along the edge until you reach forward, and then the attack. On joystick, it is generally recommended to use the directional pad for fighting games. The fist The first move is what we call a Hadouken. Why? Because this is more than 30 years old, and on top of that is the chew. If we use the middle button instead of the light, we will have a variant of the attack. This does not promise to do more damage, but it tends to have some modifications, such as covering different angles. In this case, go faster. In addition, if we use the heavy attack button, we will perform a start attack. Start attacks are more unique and stronger variation of our move. Some of them call them X attack. But to use them, we must use one of our up to 4 star meter blocks, which is this yellow one below. This block will charge as we attack or receive attacks. Very important, this bar retains charge between the rounds. Returning to the separate special moves, this has a particular use, and it is at the time of the superstar moves. If we do, and I mean with all characters, down, forward and special, we will do our most powerful move, the super, and this will consume 2 star bars. The small bar above the star bar is the super chats bar. It will progressively fill up by itself over time, or by performing special moves to speed up the piece. Whenever we do it, this indicator will appear just above the gauges. Another way to fill it up is by performing an insta-block, or fair defense. This is done by pressing backwards just when an attack is about to hit us. If we do it right, this warning will pop up and we will gain some super chat and we will push it a little less far by the impacts. Although separate to this training, I must teach you what absolute defense means. You see, this is Corona Start Chainsaw attack. If we look to the left, you'll see that I should press back to block the start of the hits, but now I'm just pressing anything random and I keep blocking. That's what is called absolute defense. Now, here's the magic. If an attack has to hit us many times, we can repeatedly press backwards while blocking, and we will have multiple instantaneous blocks to charge faster. Of course, don't expose yourself if the attack has a mistiming. I must have used the word combo 30 times in this video and I still haven't explained the simple part of making a combo. A combo is the cancellation of attack animations one after the other. The simplest combo of IDOL SHOWDOWN is what some people call it the magic series, the revolver, the piano, the 1, 2, 3. Simply a light attack can be followed by a medium and then a heavy. And light attack to heavy attack, and the most recommended, medium to heavy attack. Why is the most recommended? Because light attacks, although they are the fastest and easiest to hit, cause the final damage of a combo to do much lower damage. In addition, we can cancel any attack, but in this crouched version, which will look like this. Although it is very easy to accidentally push the opponent too far away. Finally, any normal attack standing, jumping or crouching can be cancelled into a special attack. This does not ensure they will hit, but if you can, you can. Doing down down special, we have the idol move. This varies a lot per character, but it generates a huge amount of super chat. Almost all of them consume a bar of the star meter, so use them with caution. It is so much to charge this bar that we still don't get money? Well, the super chat bar has two uses. The first we will see now and is the most complex. The super chat bar will measure 2 or 3 blocks depending on what assistance we have chosen previously to the match. When we perform a special attack, for example, the chainsaw, during the impact we can cancel it and start it another special move, even a star move. It can be the same move, but in another variant. The idea, of course, is to extend the attacks of a combo, or in case we're blocked, to perform a safer move. As you know, we will have to choose an assistance before each fight. In this case, Roboco. If we do the reverse of the super, down, back and special, we'll make a star call or super assist. Like our super, it consumes 2 star bar, but will do much less damage. The trick is its usefulness when it comes to combos or gives us an extra move for our arsenal. And if we have the super chat bar full, we can use the collab button or the like and heavy buttons together to make an off collab. Here our assistant will come and perform another move or attack much simpler. But it can be very useful to extend combos or save us from problematic situations. Notwithstanding with the collabs, we have the burst mechanic, which has its own button or by pressing the 3 attacks buttons simultaneously. This meter will be filled as we receive damage, so it's generally 1 use per round, as it transfers between rounds. This action is used to escape combos, so you will have to decide when is the best time to use it. Maybe someone attacks you 20 times once and you don't want to allow that again, or maybe the opponent attacks just once from far away and your burst doesn't get away, or worse, they release, you're about to use it and just before you do, they block the impact of the burst and restart the combo. This concludes this particular half-decent guide. I hope you're enjoying this game as much as I am, and don't forget to thank the developers for such a great job and each idol for their wonderful effort to share with us moments and joys. And have a better day than a shame.